Hello guys, and welcome to another video in the series of Linux tutorials. In this video we are going to talk about the standard wildcards that are used in Linux. These wildcards are asterisk, question mark and square bracket. Other than this, we will also look at the not square to escape and the use of the curly braces. So let's begin. Before diving into the standard wildcards, first you have to understand some of the terminology, in which first of all is the wildcard itself. Okay, so wildcards are the special characters that has a special meaning to our shell. For example, square bracket is a wildcard. Okay, question mark is a wildcard, asterisk is a wildcard. Okay, so these characters are treated in a different way as compared to the simple characters. Okay, so this is about wildcards. Then we have the globbing patterns. Okay, globbing patterns. Globbing patterns are equal to the wildcards. Okay, so either I can say globbing patterns or I can say the wildcards, right? Then we have regex expression, which is also known as the regex. Okay, regular expression. Now regex is the combination of the wildcards and other characters. For example, if I am writing asterisk txt1, okay, so here asterisk is a wildcard and txt is our characters and 1 is a digit. Okay, so basically we can divide it into two parts. First is the wildcard and other is the other characters. Okay, so regex is the combination of the wildcards and other characters, right? Then after that, our last term is the globbing. Okay, globbing is the process of expanding non-specific file names or directory names into specific file names or directory names. For example, if I am writing here asterisk txt, it means that the file name should end with the txt. Okay, so this is the non-specific file name. Now this is going to match with the, let's say, atxt, axtxt, let's say, okay, btxt, right, qwetxt, okay, and many other file names or directory names. Okay, so this expanding the non-specific file name into the specific file name is known as the globbing, okay, or the process of globbing. All right, note that in some other terminology, wildcards are also known as the pattern matching characters. Okay, and regular expression can be called as the pattern matching. Okay, pattern matching expression or pattern matching words or string, you can say. All right, now let's come to our topics of standard wildcards. So currently I'm inside my documents and it is empty, so I'll create two subdirectories here with the name source and destination. Okay, so I'll go to the source first and this is currently empty. Now if you want to practice wildcards, then you will require a lot number of files, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a concept of for loop. Okay, now you may not know about the for loop because it is generally used in the shell scripting, but what you can do, you can simply use the touch command to create multiple files. Okay, I'm using for loop to create multiple files at once because using the touch command will take a lot of time. Okay, if you don't know about the shell scripting, there's no problem. I will have a separate series on the shell scripting in which we will talk about the every concept of the shell scripting. Okay, but for now I will be using this concept to create multiple files at once. Okay, you can copy paste it if you like, or you can understand it. Basically it means that for I in sequence 1 to 5, basically I is going to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then I am going to do, and then what I will do, I will create files. Okay, so let's say file should be in the form of $i txt. So $i will be replaced with the 1 2 3 as the loop continue iterate, right? Then I will start with the capital F, then $i, and let's just say it's ending with the pdf. Okay, then let's just say new, then file, and $i, then let's just say txt, then normal $i, file with $i, then capital file $i. Okay, I'm creating a lot of files so that I can explain it in a better way. Okay, then let's just say they have extension as .c. Okay, that will be all for it. Then I will write done. Okay, now if you see, all those files have been created. For example, file 1, file 2, file 3. All right, all these files with the 5 instances. Okay, for example, for it will be file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file 5 and .pdf for each. Okay, so let me clear it. Then our first wildcard is the asterisk. All right, asterisk. Now asterisk means everything. For example, let's say I will go back here And now let's say I want to copy every file present inside the source directory to the destination directory. So what I can do, I can write cp, then inside source, and then I will write my expression. Let's just say it is only asterisk. Okay, so asterisk means everything. Then I have to copy it to the destination, right? Now copy have been done, and if I see if I go to the dash, and if you see here, all the files have been copied. Okay, similar to copy, we can also remove it, all the files, using the asterisk, right? So asterisk means everything. Okay, all kinds of operation, whether it is removing the operation, or whether it is copying or moving the files, or listing the files, or even in the future videos when we talk about the find command or sed command or some important commands, then these expressions are always used, okay, for with any other related command. So remember that, right? So if you see, all the files have been removed by this command. Okay, asterisk means everything. So I'll clear it. I'll again go to the source. Okay, now let's say I want to find the files which are ending with the txt. Okay, so what I can do, I can write here, let's say ls, then asterisk, and then txt. Okay, I can also write here dot, but it is not necessary right now. Okay, so it means that I don't care what is at the beginning, but at the end it should be txt. Okay, now if I press enter, you will see all these files have at the end txt. Okay, so let's say I want to find the file who are ending with the c, all right, or .c extension, then you will see those files are ending with the c. Okay, if you want to write .c, this is also fine. Okay, note that dot here is not a wildcard. Okay, only asterisk is a wildcard. Okay, so if you want to search that have particular suffix at the end, then you can use this form. Okay, now let's say I want to find the files which are starting with the new. Okay, which are starting with the new, and I don't care what is at the end. Okay, so I can write ls, then at the beginning it should be new, and at the end I don't care whatever it is. So if I press enter, you will see all these files are starting with the new. Okay, so this is when something is starting from the particular string, okay, or particular character. You can also give one character here. Okay, and this was the form if you want to find something that is ending with, okay, for particular end, right? Now let's say that you want to search the files with some substring. Okay, so basically that substring should be present at the middle. So for that we can write ls asterisk, I don't care what is at the beginning, then I can write, let's just say fi. Okay, capital F it is, and then I am pressing enter, asterisk, right? Then all these files must have the fi between starting and between the ending, right? So if I press enter, you will see these files have fi as a substring. Okay, note that in the first location it can also be empty, okay, or empty character. For example, if you see this file name, then before the capital F there was no character. Okay, so it is matching with the 0 or more than 0, right? So if you see here, this file have some character before capital Fi. Okay, so basically it is saying that there could be any number of character including 0 number of character, right? So this file have the substring as Fi, then this also, and all these files have the Fi as a substring. Now let me clear it. Right, now let's say I want to find the file 4. Okay, file 4, and I don't care what is the extension, so I can write file 4 and then asterisk. So basically all those files which are starting with the file 4 will be shown up. So if you see, this file is starting with the file 4 and this file is starting with the file 4. Okay, if I do here capital F, then you will see, so this file is starting with the capital F, and this file is starting with the capital F and having the file 4 as a substring in the beginning. Okay, so this is the usage of how we use the asterisk, right? So now let's jump to our next wildcard, that is the question mark. Okay, now question mark matches with the every other possible character. Now let me give an example here. So let's say these are our file, and I want to match the files which have ILE 5 at the end, and I don't care what is at the beginning, okay, or what is the first character, right? So if I do ls, then you will see these two files are matched. Okay, let me create another file to explain it better. So I will create a file 5, let's say, and let's say h file 5. No, I should make it AIL file and HIL 5. Okay, so now if I again run this ls question mark, then you will see it will match to the every possible character for the question mark. Okay, so it is matching with the A, it is matching with the F, it is matching with the capital F, and it is matching to the capital H. Okay, then at the end it is having ILE 5. All these files have the ILE 5. Okay, now let's say I want, let's say file. Okay, and in this position it could be any other character. Any other character means like alphabet, digits, or other special characters. If I press enter, now you will see it is matching with the file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file 5. If I create some file, let's just say filla and fill capital B, and let's just say fill Q. Okay, and if I again run it, then it is going to match with this file also. Okay, because at the with the question mark it will try to match with every possible characters. Okay, you can also include multiple wildcards together. Okay, for example, you can use question mark and also asterisk question mark. Okay, so let me give an example for that. So I'll write here question mark and then ILE and then asterisk. Okay, so basically the first will match with the every other possible character, for example AILE, BILE, CILE, 1ILE. Okay, and after ILE it could be anything. Okay, so if I press enter, then you will see all those files. In the beginning it could be A, F, capital F, and anything, but after ILE it could be anything. Okay, so after ILE it could be 4, after ILE it could be, let's say, again 4. Okay, but if I do, let's just say it should end with the PDF. All right, so if you see, all these files are ending with the PDF. All these files have ILE in it, and also the question mark means replace can be any other character. Okay, so this is about using the question mark. Basically, in place of question mark, it try to match with every other possible character. Okay, and also note that question mark must have a character. Okay, what I mean is that, let's say I'll create a file with the name FILE. Right, now if I do, let's just say question mark, then it is not, this expression is not going to match with this. Okay, because this, sorry, here it should be ls, because this have in total 5 character, but this file have only the 4 character. Okay, so basically for the question mark there must exist a character. Okay, now if you see, file is not matching up. Okay, because here there exists some character. Okay, if you see here in this question mark there must exist a character, right? So in all these file names which are matched, we are having some character, okay, or digit we can say, right? So this is about using the question mark wildcard, right? Next we have our square bracket. Square bracket is much similar to the question mark, except that in square bracket we specify the character with whom we want to match. For example, if I was writing to the question mark, then it was saying that try to match with any possible character. Okay, but if I am using square bracket and writing inside it A, C and V, then it will only try with the characters A, V, C. Okay, so remember this. In square bracket we specify some set of characters, but in question mark it is for every possible character, right? So let's say these are our file, and I'll create some file. Let's just say B file and C file and D file. Okay, now if I write here, let's say ls, then square bracket FILE. Okay, now if I specify the character A, or let's just say B and C. Okay, so it will match with the B file, right, and C file. Okay, it will not match with the D file. Okay, if I press enter, you will see it is only matching with these 2 files, right? But if I am writing here question mark, then it will try to match with every other possible character including the D. Okay, so now you know the difference, that in square bracket we specify the set of characters with whom it should be matched, but in question mark it will try to match with every other possible character. Okay, now as I told you before, we can always use the multiple wildcards together. So let's say inside square bracket I am writing the file name should start with the N or H, or let's just say A. okay, and at the end I don't care what is there. So basically the file name should be start with the N or capital H or A. If I press enter, now you will see these files are starting with the A or capital H. Okay, note that square brackets, as like other wildcards, can be used in any particular location, in the middle, in the after the in the second position, third position, second last position, like that. Okay, now there is a variant of square bracket, that is the not square bracket. Okay, it means that the match every other character except that are defined here. Okay, so I can write here, let's just say it is equal to question mark minus A B C. Okay, so question mark stand for every character, then from every character if you remove these three characters, it will be equivalent to this expression. Okay, so let me give an example here. So just like before, I will write here NHA asterisk and I'll do ls. Okay, note that I had written here not operator also. Okay, if I press enter, now you will see none of these files are starting with either N, either capital H or small a. Okay, so not means does not match with. So the first character should not match with the N or capital H or A. Okay, if I give you the small example, let's just say I'm writing here N and let's just say not N. Okay, and I'm writing here file. Now you will see none of the files have the first character as N. Okay, or if I write here, let's just say C and D. Okay, so these file names are not coming. Okay, so all those files whose first character is not C or not D and ending with the file are showing up. Okay, if you want to take another example, let me remove this here, then you will see two files are showing up. Okay, so this is about the square wildcard and not square wildcard. Okay, after that we have a helping utility, that is the curly braces. Okay, using the curly braces we can specify the multiple expression at once. For example, let's say I want to view the files that are ending with the txt or ending with the C. Okay, so I can write ls, then curly braces, after that my first expression will be ending with the, let's just say .c, and other will be ending with the .txt. Okay, so I had defined here two expression. If I press enter, now you will see all those files that has the extension as .txt and .c are showing up. Similar to that, I can have other expression also. Let's say my third expression is that the file should begin from either N or capital H, and at the end it could be anything. Okay, so if you see, either all those files which are showing up will be following either this condition or this condition or this condition. So basically in curly braces we are following the OR condition. Okay, all those files which are showing up will be following at least one of these conditions. Okay, if you see here this file, then this file have following the two condition ending with the .c and having the starting letter as N. Okay, so let me give another example here. Instead of this I will write here D, right, and then it could be anything. Then you will see this file is also showing up because it is starting with the D. Okay, so curly braces are used to specify the multiple expression, right? At the end I want to give you a briefing about the escape character. Okay, now escape are used to write some characters that will normally not be written. For example, let's say I want to create the file with the name. Let me first remove everything from here. Okay, so I'll remove here, it is empty now. So let's say I want to create the file name with the, let's say, file and then escape and then ASD. Okay, I want to file name to be this. Okay, but if I press enter, now you will see the file name does not contain the escape. All right, now for that I can write here escape. Okay, it means that the next character should not be treated as some sort of special character. Now if I press enter, you will see the file name with the escape has been created. Okay, so whenever there is a wildcard in any expression and you don't want to use it as a wildcard but want to use as a normal character, for example asterisk by default will be treated as a special or wildcard character, right? But I don't want to shell to treat it as a wildcard, so what I will do, I will use the escape. Okay, similar to that, if I don't want to use the question mark wildcard but I do want to use the question mark, then you can use the escape. Okay, it is also valid for the normal characters like slash a, as we see here that when I did use slash a, it is basically removing slash from itself and then writing the a. Okay, but mostly escape will be used when you want to use some wildcards as a normal character inside the shell and also inside the file name. Okay, if you want to include some particular character in the file name, then you can use the escape. Okay, it is similar to the other programming language, if you know about, like in the C also we use the escape, in Python also, so it is much similar to that. If you have any idea, then this is particularly the same thing. Okay, but remember, when I don't want to use the wildcards as they are treated, then I will be using the escape. Okay, escape, right? So that's all for today, guys. I hope you like the video. If you have any doubt, please comment it down. Thanks for watching, and I have to see you in the next video.